Hey folks, Happy New Year to everybody. It's been a while since I've done a post. Still progressing, buying parts, waiting for the kit. Supposed to be here, probably in the next month or so. I guess we'll see how that all works out. So sitting in the truck, I'm still working on the cab because that's the big thing that transfers over. So setting all that stuff up, um, getting ready for when the kit shows up and make sure the cab's all done so it just goes over and we're not wasting time in the cab. So again, working where we can. So one of the big things I'm doing right now is getting the boost gauge all set up and functional, as far as being able to read reference vacuum, run all the wires that I can right now, so I don't have to do it later. So let me just turn this around real quick and I'll show you what we did. So if you can imagine, here's the dash. So what I've done is I've placed the eBoost 2 gauge into the left vent. Pluses and minuses. I think it looks good. That's probably the plus. The minus, and I'm not sure it's a minus, when you're running the heat, that gauge does get a little warm. I'm not sure what's that going to do to the longevity of that gauge, but seems like a lot of people are running that on Mustangs. Mostly, they put them in the center. They got the gauge pad right there. But it is all powered up, and I have calibrated it and everything, and it does. Let me crank this up. It does read vacuum, as you can tell. So all that stuff is working, and it lights up, does all the right things, and we're ready for that part of it. I don't have the electric boost controller solenoid in there yet. I'll have to wait for the actual turbo system to show up, but for the most part it's working, and at least I can see what the vacuum is in the engine. All right, and then we've got a few more things, so stand by. Okay, so now I'm in the garage, obviously, out of the truck. One thing I did want to say about the 18, I over the holidays I had to go back home for a family issue. We're back, but which is one of the reasons why I haven't been posting. But that's all. We're all back and everything. The big thing is that I wanted to pass along is the 2018 F-150 did actually get what the highway miles said it was going to, which was pretty impressive, fully loaded with the family, the dog, all our baggage. It got 22 miles to the gallon on the way up to Massachusetts. And it actually got 23 miles to the gallon on the way back, and the only difference there is I did an oil change, and I actually put some Lucas oil stabilizer in the system. So not sure if that had a lot to do with it, but it certainly seemed like it ran better. I'm not an advocate one way or the other, just thought I'd pass it along. So that truck definitely, with the tires that are on it and everything, seems to, we don't buy these things, and I'm certainly not building this for miles per gallon, but it did get what the sticker said, and I averaged somewhere around 20 miles to the gallon combined while I was up there on the way back. So shout out to Ford. They definitely know what they're doing, I guess. Anyway, back to the race truck stuff. So let me flip this around. We did get, it was like Christmas times 2 when I got back. I had a bunch of boxes. So let me show you what we got. Let me flip this. Okay, so we did get our new Circle D converter. So that's all ready to go. Comes with some new self-locking nuts for the studs, and that will get bolted up to the Suncoast flex plate. The tires are still hanging out. And then right next to it, Hellion intercooler showed up, which is cool. See what I did there? It's a pretty big intercooler. Should have plenty of room for it in the front of the truck. It does have the MAF sensor bung, I guess, already in it, but the F-150 speed density, so I'll have to get a cap for that. I think that's just their universal for Mustangs and everybody. Anyway, so other than that, then the big thing showed up was, and I see, hopefully you can see all of that, and I will zoom out here in a second, but that is the 4 FORE triple pump setup for running E85 for over 1,000 horsepower. So let's see. So it's a complete system. It has all the wiring over here. It even includes a massive all billet encased fuel control, which basically allows one pump to run all the time, and then the other 2 pumps get activated when this guy right here sees 4 psi boost pressure. It activates the other 2 pumps. It comes with 2 fuel pressure regulators, and that's because we've got the direct injection, so I've got to run both. And it comes with a ton of stainless line and all the fittings, to include the fuel rails. So the system is pretty expensive, but it does come with everything, even the filter. So it's made to fit in the fuel tank. I've already placed it in there, and then there's a couple pieces that need to go in here and get picked up from the stock tank. So I'll document all of that. But all in all, I'm really happy with this purchase. It's definitely just going to be, no fabrication other than making the lines. Everything will just bolt in. Just have to find nice clean places to stick all this stuff. And I mean, every fitting, even down to the clamps, I'm sure I'll need more, but I mean, at least they get you started. All the wiring. I mean, this battery, the power cables to this is almost large enough to run a battery to start the car with. They're pretty substantial, and they even do give you the extra 4 gauge wire here to make a nice connection, to include a 100 amp resettable fuse. So I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, the turbo system is actually shipping from Hellion to next week, so a couple more days on that. And then the engine, I talked to JPC Racing, talked to Justin himself, and he said that the block is getting sleeved as we speak, and they should have that back over to the machine shop next week, I believe, and then it'll be 2 weeks, and then they'll go into assembly. He's going to send some pictures, so I'll share those along. But all in all, I think in the next couple weeks we'll have more to report, more parts to look at and oogle over, and then as we wait for the truck. I did visit Factory 5 while I was on leave up there in Mass, and those guys are all doing good, rushing, getting caught up through the holidays. Took another look at the 2 trucks that they have and got an update on mine. So all in all, welcome to 2023, and stand by for some more updates. Talk to you all soon.